fact, the story hasn't been like that at all. The human story, evolutionary story, has been one of constant experimentation, of the production of new species, and those species going out there and competing among themselves and with other animals in the environment.
First, let's take a look at some common terms and their meanings. One term you'll hear repeatedly is hominid.
Well, hominid describes the family, the taxonomic family to which man belongs.
A newer term is hominin.
Hominin is a recent revision of that term, which some scholars are using now, but they're both synonymous.
The science that studies hominids is paleoanthropology.
People have not been using the term paleoanthropology for a very long time, only in the last half century or so. As it's become obvious that the study of the human past, of human evolution, is not simply a matter of static fossils, but a lot of environmental reconstruction, of behavioral reconstruction, of archaeology, and of a whole host of other areas which are much broader, in a sense, than traditional study of fossils.
In addition to paleoanthropology, there are several similar or companion sciences. Archaeology. An archaeologist studies ancient cultures. Geology. A geologist interprets rock layers and relates them to a time scale according to earth science. To appreciate the study of paleoanthropology, it's important to appreciate the age of the earth and the periods of prehistory that have gone before our own time. The most recent era, which dates back 65 million years, is the Cenozoic era.
The geologic time scale is a way in which we divide up geologic time. Begins about 500 million years ago with the Cambrian explosion, in which all the major groups of life quite suddenly appeared. Man has walked the earth since the Pliocene, continuing into the Pleistocene, the Ice Age, and into the current period, which we call the Holocene, or the recent time period.
Within the Middle and Upper Pleistocene epoch fall the Ice Ages.
The last Ice Age ended only about 10,000 years ago, and there are still major glaciers on Earth. Antarctica, Greenland, parts of the northern landmass are still covered with glaciers. And for us to enter a full interglacial period would require that all those glaciers melt. And so we're just in the very beginning stages of an interglacial, and there may well be another glacial episode down the road for us.
It's very clear that environment and climate have had major effects on the evolutionary process of humans as well as of other animals as well. The big effect of oscillating climates is actually to isolate small populations and then recombine them. What happens during the Ice Age is that sea levels go up and down, environments change, vegetation levels change. There's an unsettling effect on the environment. And it is in these circumstances that you are most likely to get evolutionary innovation. I think this is clearly the case in the history of the hominid family.
The most important epochs in terms of man's evolution are the Pliocene and Pleistocene epochs. When we speak of the cultural development of early humans, we refer to the Paleolithic age.
Well, actually, Paleolithic is a cultural term, and the Paleolithic began about 2.5 million years ago. Paleos is Latin for old, and lithic means stone. So Paleolithic literally is the Old Stone Age. And that's when we see the most primitive kinds of stone tools. Mesolithic tools are slightly more advanced. And in the Neolithic, we begin to see ground stone tools instead of chipped stone tools, as there were earlier.
Man's appearance on the geologic timescale occurred relatively late in the Earth's history. We are, in fact, among the newcomers of the Earth's living things. Why, then, did we come to dominate the Earth?